मैन बूब्स कैसे कम करें?
सबसे पहले स्टॉक में
Tuning causes gyno. The honest truth is that people who talk shit and yap about gooning are former corn addicts.
फोन देखने से अपना दिमाग के साथ क्या चीज़ कर रहा हूँ उसी दिन मेरा फोन देखने से मन नहीं उठता। अपनी फ्यूचर वाइफ को, फ्यूचर गर्लफ्रेंड को, किसी को भी, किसी और के साथ कुछ करता हुआ देख के कोने में बैठ के मैस्टरबेट करूंगा, हिलाऊंगा।
Tata, a former gooning prodigy, currently talks about self-improvement, testosterone and looks maxing, which is fine, right? But a person with this kind of face and physique talking about looks maxing, aesthetic maxing is kind of ironical. It spills out doofus dweeb vibes. Meanwhile, me who casually pulls off this transformation way back in 2022, but it gets vaulted because lads were busy sculpting their zygomatic bones with rusted frickin' hammers.
The addictions that I had as a young adult weren't just distracting, they were dangerous.
Hamza Ahmed, a self-improvement guru, was a corn, drug and chick addict. He has done all kinds of wild things. Currently, he yaps and shit talks about whacking off your meat missile and how it will cause you to lose all your freaking gains, lowers your testosterone, and this bullshit goes viral and he becomes the Hamza Ahmed cult.
मेरा नाम है सौरभ सिंह राजपूत और मैंने पिछले 1 साल से मास्टरबेट नहीं किया है। मैं वही बंदा हूँ जिसे मास्टरबेशन एडिक्शन थी और जब से मैंने पिछले 1 साल से मास्टरबेट नहीं किया मेरी ज़िंदगी बदल चुकी है।
इसीलिए मैंने अपने सप्लीमेंट स्टैक में ऐड किया हुआ है कपीवा का हिमालय।
Singer, a full-blown con addict, post his no-fap story and the benefits it had on his life few years ago, and I did watch that freaking video, and that's awesome, right? But currently he promotes shilajit, testosterone maxing herbs and all that bullshit, but I got no issues on that because he's allowed to make money. But the fact is that Singer is a freaking fake natty blasting boatloads, copious amounts of freaking steroids, and then he promotes maybe I did no fap and it boosted my testosterone, and he promotes these useless freaking herbs, which is kind of unethical and problematic. Way back then, I was his big fan. I did watch all his freaking YouTube videos, but currently he's definitely, absolutely not having a downfall because he's minting a shit ton of money because वो बच्चों को पागल बना रहा है। पहले तुम गांड में स्टेरॉइड थोपते हो, बाद में तुम बोलते हो कि मैंने नो फैप किया, मेरा टेस्टोस्टेरोन बूस्ट हो गया, मेरा बॉडी बन गई, ओ ये सप्लीमेंट्स लो, ओ मेरा कोड यूज करो। क्या चल रहा है भाई?
सिंगा टाइम आ गया है। सिंगा तेरी माँ को कंगन देने, तेरी माँ की कंगन लाला के पास पड़े। सिंगा
Well, since he's yapping shit about gooning, I think he's a former con addict. Listen fam, I'm not glorifying gooning and I'm strictly against con, but I'm not making videos on corn addiction because I'm not a corn addict and I cannot freaking relate to it, okay? In my entire freaking life, I haven't consumed alcohol, I haven't smoked, I haven't done drugs, I haven't been addicted to corn, and I haven't used any recreational substances.
जो कुछ तो कर रहा है ठीक नहीं कर रहा है।
I'm just a simple freaking guy who likes music, fitness and studying, spending time with animals, working in a damn farm, yada yada yada, and that's how my life freaking works. Corn is freaking evil, bro. It definitely freaking messes you up. But today, let's address a myriad of things, and I shall answer the goddamn question: is edgy girl right about his freaking BS claims?
बूब्स कैसे कम करें?
सबसे पहले स्टॉक में दिन को इतनी बार अपने स्टेट करेंगे जिसमें आपकी बॉडी में प्रोलैक्टिन स्पाइक आएगी। प्रोलैक्टिन वही हार्मोन है जो कि लड़कियों को प्रेग्नेंट होने के बाद दूध बनाने में हेल्प करता है, तो वो आपको नहीं चाहिए।
Spoiler alert fam, the study did not prove that gooning or smashing a side chick would cause gyno. Let me explain what the study concluded, okay? The authors proposed that the surge of prolactin after orgasm acts as a feedback signal that dampens further sexual arousal and contributes to the post-orgasm refractory period. Like you freaking bank off your meat missile and immediately you cannot do it the second time because prolactin kicks in. That's how this refractory, loop works. This suggests prolactin is an important peripheral regulator of reproductive function and may signal brain centers that control sexual motivation behavior. We learned about the hormones, testosterone, estrogen, prolactin, FSH, LH, how they collectively work in a human body way back in our biology 12th classes. right? People who tell that your hormones are messed up are supposed to be an endocrinologist, gynecologist or an andrologist. कोई भी YouTube पे आके अपने मुंह से हगेगा ना, देख भाई मैं गाली नहीं देना चाहता,
फैमिली देखती है, वरना मैं ऐसे गाली दूं.
but don't take freaking advice from a BCom, BA, BSc graduate about freaking hormones and sciencey stuff. No, these charlatans, their main aim is to scaremonger their illiterate audience, and it's getting freaking evident.
आप जितना प्रीवियस का सप्लीमेंटेशन चालू कीजिए जिससे कि आपकी बॉडी में डोपामिन के लेवल्स काफी बढ़ जाएंगे. जितना ज्यादा डोपामिन होगा उतना ही कम आपकी बॉडी में प्रोलेक्टिन होगा.
Sadly, this study was conducted on Swiss mice. The study concluded that hydroalcoholic extract of MuscleBlaze seeds has significant antidepressant-like activity in mice through dopaminergic system. There were a roster of limitations pertaining to this goddamn study. Okay. Animal study only, small group sizes, short-term assessment, herb extract variability, mechanism not fully proven, no human clinical trials, blah 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 blah.
अरे बाप रे, ये तो धोती खोल रहा है.
Then he cites another study which puts MuscleBlaze on the pedestal by drawing a freaking correlation on how dopamine reduces prolactin. Dopamine is inversely proportional to prolactin, so consume MuscleBlaze, which improves your dopamine. So there's a useless dopaminergic mice model study on MuscleBlaze is credible, so consume this freaking MuscleBlaze pills and your gyno goes away, yada yada yada. And this is where I end my nonchalant rant. That's a lot of ranting, folks. I'm sorry, but now let's watch this freaking clip.
जितना ज्यादा डोपामिन होगा उतना ही कम आपकी बॉडी में प्रोलेक्टिन होगा.
In this study, researchers investigated how low-dose dopamine infusion affects prolactin secretion in patients with hyperprolactinemia. The study design was as freaking follows, okay? It was a clinical endocrine infusion study where dopamine was administered IV at a low continuous dose. Blood prolactin levels were measured before and during infusion, and then patients were compared for hormonal response. Spoiler alert, folks, in the study, MuscleBlaze was not used, but a low-dose dopamine was used, which was injected through intravenous route. And in the study, healthy individuals were not used, mice wasn't used, but patients with hyperprolactinemia were used. So basically, HGOI लोगों को पागल बना रहा है, which freaking makes him the #1 India's gaslighter, and all props to that. Listen guys, I have tried NoFap multiple times and it's absolute garbage because I'm not a freaking gooning addict or a corn addict. To all those gooner corn addict bros, go try NoFap and let me know your reviews in the comment section below, because you'll absolutely see benefits because you were a freaking corn addict all this time and now you hop on NoFap. Definitely you're gonna find results, but please do not consume useless trash, dopamine boosting pills like MuscleBlaze. It does absolutely nothing. Maybe in a freaking small mice which eats freaking cheese, it might show some freaking benefits, but not on you, okay? You're a freaking full-blown male. So MuscleBlaze does freaking shit. All it does is empty your wallets and it makes you freaking depressed because you invested money on some shit supplement and it's not doing nothing, and that's a freaking डिप्रेशन लूप। कृपया इन मूर्खों से दूर रहे, पढ़े, अपने आप को संतुलित करे और सवाल करना सीखे। उनके दिमाग में टट्टी भरी पड़ी है पर वो लोगों को शिक्षित करना चाहते हैं और ये असंभव है भाई। I hope this message sinks in and until then peace out folks।
देखिए एक तो बेसिक ट्रिक है, एक तो लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए, महाकाल का दबा के लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए, 5000 लौटे दिख जाना चाहिए। ये 4000 के लिए मैं यहाँ पे नहीं खड़ा हूँ, पूरा साल मेहनत करता हूँ आपके लिए बेटा। ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा। लाइक ठोकी दबा के, लाइक ठोकिए। यहाँ पे देखिए ऐसा क्वेश्चन चुटकी बजाते